Dan Moskal here, and what I want to talk with you right now about is some SEO tips to make your website friendly for human reviewers. If you aren't familiar, many of the big search engines are now using humans to review websites, and I personally believe this is in part to combat a lot of the spammy websites that have existed since we've been doing the online thing since 2006 at least, and obviously existed way before then. There's been one zookeeper update after another here, and we can't reveal the exact source of this, but we were shared one of the human reviewers training manuals. And there's only two things I want to mention with this, and I've actually seen a benefit already from it. So the first thing is, we'll start actually over here with this first thing, is to have a date. The human reviewers are looking for a date or a last modified date. The WP modified, just leave a comment and I'll find exactly, but it's WP-modified plugin is a really good one to use, and that'll put in a plugin, put a little date down at the bottom. I believe it shows up right around here, filed under, and that'll show when it was last modified, when the last time this article was modified. You can also, I've seen other websites just literally write it in at the top. This was, recently modified, or this was modified on June 1st, or whatever it may be. But having a date of when it was last edited, or even when you created your page, is very, very important from my experience thus far, and according to that training manual for the human reviewers that I've read through. I want to share some more with you. To get some more about that, visit danmoskeluniversity.com. We're currently running a promotion to give you a free copy of our third book here, Email Marketing That Works, so you don't have to. And the other second thing, and I'm actually going to put one more on at the end of this, so it's going to be three things, but the other second thing, and this is this has just completely blown me away, but put some good friendly related articles both along the sidebar, along too at the bottom of your posts. And you've probably seen other websites use this. I've used a whole bunch of different plugins for this, and probably the best one I've found is this one over here, related posts. But putting these in does a couple of things. One, it increases how much time people spend on your website, which it appears to me that Google is really, really, really valuing now. So to clarify that, if people spend twice as long, or even click through and check out another article, even if they just land on your website and they say, oh, I'm interested in this article over here, if they spend the amount of time they spend at your website and on your website, I believe is really, really, really increasing in importance as a result of all these Zookeeper updates. So you really want these two plugins. They're the exact same plugin if I remember correctly, but we just changed them recently, and it's skyrocketed our page views, meaning that visitors are actually clicking through and checking out other articles. And it's also, we've seen a huge jump with Google. I mean, it's almost we've had this in. I wish I had done an experiment on this, but we had this in for, I don't know, it's maybe been a couple of weeks, and I think Google, the spiders finally just caught up with it, and we've seen a huge spike in our traffic from Google explicitly or specifically. And the third last tip I'm going to say, I'm going to give you all this stuff, but it's really, really, really important that you tell people who is responsible for the one page or post. So for example, if we had not written this article here, let's say it's by John Doe, that's fine, but we need to tell people who wrote the article, and then also who's responsible for the content on the website. You can write it and you can be responsible, kind of like with this website, by Willis Combs, and then down at the bottom, This is just the author box, which I do recommend, but it's just a brief description of who we are. Willis Combs is a leading dating expert. You may have seen him on TV. Has been featured on ESPN, A&E, MTV, VH1. We ran a national television commercial in the summer and fall of 2012, which aired on all these and a whole bunch of other cable stations with DirecTV. It was awesome. He's the author of 7 critically acclaimed books and genuinely wants to help you, but telling people who you are and then telling the human reviewers who's responsible for writing the page and also who's responsible for the content on the website as a whole. So let's go back over these 3 tips just real quickly. One, you're looking at dates. You need to have a date, or like I said, use the WP modified plugin. That one seems to be very helpful. I don't have that currently displayed on either of these sites, but I'm going to go put it in. But having a modified, or just type it in yourself. You can type it in at the top, or you can type it in at the very bottom, but you want to give that to the SEO human reviewers. Make sure they see that. The other thing is making sure that the human reviewers are aware of who wrote the article and who's responsible for all the content on the website. And then the third thing is how long your visitors are actually spending on your website. And the best way to do that from our experience is using this, what was it? The related posts plugin. We've tried a whole bunch, but this one seems to be a lot better. It increases your page views, which I assume translates into an increased engagement, along with increasing the amount of time people spend on your website. All 3 of those things I have seen a significant jump in a very short period of time, and I don't even have all 3 of those displayed on either one of these websites that we're looking at, but both of them have benefited tremendously from just doing a few of them. And so it's not just about the algorithm anymore. I think the algorithm is much more about getting your page initially ranked for search terms, and then the human reviewers come in, and I think the human reviewers are the real difference when it comes to a number 1 listing versus a number 7 listing, or a number 5 listing versus a second page, a number 15 listing. So by having some related articles both along the sidebar and the bottom, it's going to increase your visitor engagement. It's going to increase the time they spend on your website. Also telling the human reviewers who's responsible for the content of your website, along with who's responsible for the article that's written on your website, is very important. And I think that was it. We've gone over those a couple of times now. The date. Whoops. The date is also very important, when it was written or when it was last modified. And if you want some more about this human reviewer training manual that I am really thankful and grateful that got dropped into my hands, because it has already proven its weight and provided an immense amount of value and literal monetary value to me and my businesses. Visit danmoskeluniversity.com. Sign up for our free newsletter. We have a whole bunch of helpful tips over here. We've been doing this online marketing thing since 2006, earning an affluent income. Like I said, we were on national TV doing a commercial hawking men's dating advice, and one of the things that really qualifies us for writing about email marketing is not just working and using that since 2006, but we ran a national television commercial with DirecTV. It was on ESPN, MTV, VH1, Comedy Central, and our whole call to action was to visit our website, sign up for our list, and then we led you into a couple different funnels, but we followed up using email marketing. That was how we used that television, that medium, to generate clients, leads, customers, and revenue for our business. So we have quite a few useful things to say about email marketing, to put it mildly. I mean, we did probably everything you can do wrong when it comes to that, to figure out what you're supposed to do and what is right and what actually does work. So we're going to give that away for a limited time. If you happen to miss that, we're going to be doing some sort of promotion. And if you'd like to do Google Plus SEO Hangout, kind of a live training event, or to talk and get the full story with all these human reviewer training manual updates, just leave a comment below and I'll be happy to do one here in the very near future. And don't forget, visit danmoscowuniversity.com, sign up for our newsletter. If you have any specific questions, comments, or concerns, please let us know. Please like this video, share it with your friends, family, and colleagues. Please subscribe to our channel as well, and you can get some more of these SEO human reviewer training manual updates. And you can also find our other books over here at Amazon. We have the SEO training manual. This is before, we're going to do some more because there's so much when it comes to SEO. There really is, and there's been so many changes. And this whole human reviewer is a totally different, I think it follows some of the algorithm shifts, but it's much different than the initial algorithms and the vast majority of things I learned since 2006. I think the algorithm kind of sets your web page up or your website, and then the human reviewers decide really and place a value on really where your website's going to show up in the results. I think it's a two-pronged and from my understanding, the human reviewers are really there to help refine search results. The internet used to be like the Wild West, and it's no longer. The human reviewers are really refining results and really trying to give. That's what Google and those other search engines earn their money from, is giving you exactly what you're looking for when you search for specific subjects or terms or keywords, whatever it may be. So, anyways, you can find our books over at Amazon. You can also find us over at Barnes & Noble. You can also find us at iTunes. We're also at audible.com. And you can also get our audiobook over at iTunes as well. We're also on the Kindle and the Nook. And I'm curious, is anybody purchasing books using the Google Plus or Google Play rather? I believe that works with the Android. I'm just not familiar. I don't know if anybody's using it, and I'd be curious to hear if anybody is using books and purchasing even ebooks with the Google, what is it, the Google Play, I believe, Google Play feature or something. I just saw something on YouTube about it, and I'm just curious if anybody's actually using it. So anyways, have a great day, have a great night. Looking forward to talking to you again soon. Visit danmoscowuniversity.com, sign up. We're giving you a free copy of our book right now, and we're actually working on our fourth book, Affiliate Marketing. We've earned over $1 million since 2006 using that. A lot of that has been advertising expenses, admittedly, but a lot of it's also been SEO traffic, which is pure it's investment of time versus money. Money, we are using pay-per-click. We've always used pay-per-click advertising as well, but they both work, and you should use both, and they really translate. And I'll share some more with you about that. But pay-per-click actually, even as a one-time expense, even just a couple $100, it's totally worth it, especially if you're getting into a new market where you're not really sure about some of the better converting keyword terms that convert into sales or signups or whatever it is you're promoting or offering, which is really, really vital to focusing and using your SEO time and energy and efforts the best way. I really compare it to closing your eyes and throwing darts at a dartboard when you don't use any pay-per-click. We use that strategy for, gosh, it had to have been tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to take this pay-per-click knowledge and this pay-per-click data and then apply it to our SEO campaigns. That has been one of the most valuable tips, tricks, techniques, whatever you want to call it, that I've figured out since 2006. It is imperative. Otherwise you're literally just closing your eyes and throwing darts at a dartboard, and you might not have the income right now, but at some point in time, even just spending a little bit of money, even as a one-time expense, just to get that data and make sure you track it, so you can figure out what converts. But focusing your efforts on those converting terms, it made a massive, massive difference in my income and in my businesses, and I'm going to do it and have done it and going to continue to do it with all industries that I ever work in and any clients I ever work with, because it's such a no-brainer. It's such a no-brainer. So please have a great day. Have a great night. Like this video. Visit danmoscowuniversity.com, and I cannot wait to talk to you again soon.